Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm SgTKnifezZ and in today's video I'm doing another story. I hope you enjoyed the arc video in the background as well with me and my friend. But basically before I get into the story, I just want to apologise for not recording for the past month. I know you guys enjoy my videos and I try and make as many as I can, but I've just been too busy at the moment. But now that I've finished college, I didn't drop out of college. I finished it, got my college certificate proving that I passed my course. My course was motor mechanics, which is motor vehicle, which is you want to be a mechanic to work with cars and everything really. The day I crashed my motorbike, this is the story about me crashing my motorbike. But yeah, basically I've been saying for a while to my stepdad, saying that I need new lights on my front lights for my motorbike. They're only 12 voltage. They're called crystal lights, I think they're called. I'm not sure, but they help you see better at night, especially on a motorbike as well, because your main beams don't really, light the way very well as like cars do. Because cars have like four to six lights, sorry, shall I say, lighting the way. But basically, I was going 6 miles an hour because that's the speed limit. You don't always have to follow the speed limit, especially on a night time, but I choose to do it anyways. Like, try and go faster as well. There's not that many coppers around, but it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to, have fun on my motorbike and just ride round and go back home from work because I finished work that day. So I was riding back home and I couldn't see for shit. So I was leaning really forward to try and see as much road as I can. The road, by the way, is pitch black. Literally, you could not see shit. If you're gonna go on that road, you at least need a decent light. Motorcyclists have crashed there. A few of them have lost their lives there as well. So I'm not the only one that's crashed there. But yeah, it's just a lack of not seeing very well. That's just proves that motorbike lights aren't the best, really. Especially 12 voltage ones. They're really shit. You just can't really see much. But I'm sorry for my mic as well. I'm using my headset for my Xbox because I broke my mic because it broke when I crashed. It scraped, and when I got home I chucked them in the bin. But yeah. Anyways, I couldn't see for anything. And if you don't know what a tank slap is, YouTube it. Tank slap is basically when you wobble left to right with your handlebars uncontrollably as well. Some people say you should increase your speed so it gives you enough time to lift up in the air, or not even lift up in the air. The more speed you go faster, the more control you'll get, but I couldn't go any faster than 60. I could if it was downhill, I can get to 70, but that's what I've been told anyways, to increase your speed. But anyways, I was going 60 miles an hour and I couldn't see it for anything. I couldn't see shit. I couldn't see the road, and I accidentally bumped into the curb with my front wheel, and my handlebar started going really slowly and then started going faster and faster, wiggling left to right constantly, yeah. And I could not control it, so I didn't give up on trying to control it. My bike just gives up, because that's what happens. Your bike just suddenly just gives up on it. Instead of you giving up on it, it just does it itself. It just crashes down. So as I crashed down, I saw my bike sliding straight in front of me. Saw sparks going straight into my face on the helmet. It was actually really scary, really, for a motorbike crash as well. Some people may have had a faster crash than me, but I'm only 18 years old, you see, and it was my first crash on my motorbike, so it was pretty scary for me. I did laugh about it like a couple hours later after I got back from hospital. I didn't have any serious injuries. It was all minor. My ass was really bruised up because that took most of the impact from slamming to the floor really hard. My elbow scraped. As I slid down the road, it only went through one layer of my clothing. I wore 5 layers. My black jumper and 4 other jumpers, pretty much, to keep myself warm when I'm riding my motorbike. Especially on a 4 degrees freaking day as well. Well, night, sorry. 4 degrees is quite cold, and it's in April as well. It's meant to be April. It's meant to be getting warmer, but it's not. It's been raining, snowing as well lately. As I sliding and everything, sparks going into my face. I tried standing up by putting my feet on the floor and put my hands on the floor as well. I wore gloves, by the way, so I was very protective with my gloves. My gloves saved my hands, and my clothing saved my ass, and the clothing saved my fucking skin as well. Well, most of it. My elbows grazed up by scratches, but that's not from the floor. That's just from the my fabric of my clothes. The friction pretty much grinding against my skin, so it pretty much, rubbed against my skin that hard and kind of grazed my elbow. But it doesn't really matter about that. I'm more bothered about my life you know, I'm still alive, luckily. But also, my shoes have got a hole in the bottom of the like on the bottom. I took some pictures of my motorbike. I was in so much pain as well. But I was literally in shock, but I was also winded. Like, as soon as I got up off the floor, like by standing up, some people came running over to me asking if I'm alright. And I was just like, I couldn't breathe. I really could not breathe. I was really winded from the impact as well. If you want me to show you some motorbikes on my, I mean, show you the impact of my motorbike, I'll show you some pictures right now. Right, so on the red circles of my motorbike, it just shows you of what's been damaged on my motorbike. It was just my right side of my motorbike that was damaged, nothing on the left side, just my right side. My exhaust was scraped, my body paint was scraped, like scratched. So it needs some serious like filler, and I know what to do in a body shop really. I know how to do it because I worked in a body shop. I worked in a garage for about 3 months. But yeah, it just needs some filler and respraying it all down, that's all. Um, New exhaust because that was scraped as well, scratched. Definitely new handlebars because they were completely bent. There was like a crack in it as well, like from the impact. It's cracked my handlebars, so and it's bent as well, so it's not good. Hopefully my fork seals aren't like broken because I've just replaced them really. And my back wheel was completely jammed, so I'm probably going to need some new, either a new caliper. No, that's my front brake. Yeah, I'm either going to need some new pistons inside the back wheel, the rear wheel, brakes as well. Uh, Also a new brake pedal because that was a bit bent as well. Like on the picture you can't really see it that much how bent it is, but trust me it is bent and it is really scratched as well. I saw it because, you know, obviously I was there. I was the one that got in the crash. I'm not going to show you my injuries because my injuries have gone now. A graze on my arm is just a little red now. My arse cheek, let's just say, that's not grazed anymore. Well, it weren't even grazed, it was just a big red lump because of, like, you know, it was just bruised pretty much. My leg was only a little bruise, it's like literally a tiny little bruise. Like, say if you nicked me and it came up with a bruise, that's it. It's just a little bruise on my leg as well. But yeah, there's not much injuries to me, but my bike, I was like, you know, I'm more bothered about my life. But to be honest, yeah, now that I know I'm alive, like, you know, when I stood up, since I was alive, I was more bothered about my bike, really. I know I shouldn't have been bothered about my bike, but I was bothered about my bike because that was my first bike. I loved it to bits. She was my baby. And literally, I loved that bike to absolute bits. And I literally destroyed it within about 20 seconds of not concentrating. No, 10 sec. Not even 10 seconds. It was like pretty much 3 seconds of not concentrating. And I bumped into the freaking curb and I slid. Literally, concentration lost. My headset, I don't listen to music, but when I finished work, I was listening to music because I like listening to music to help me concentrate while I'm working. I was working in the back because I like to, like, you know, do all storages, refill up on all like drinks. So I was listening to my music a little bit because I asked my boss and she said it was completely fine. I don't serve the drinks because where I work it's a restaurant and a pub. I don't serve the drinks even though I'm legal age to serve drinks at 18 because in the UK it's 18. I need training in it, so I need, you know, I weren't gonna do it, so I was just restocking up everything and basically I left my headset just dangling. I threaded it through my jumper and it was just, you know, there pretty much. As soon as I crashed, my music stopped. My headset was scraped up to the max. It was just in pieces pretty much. That's it. Um, I'm also going to need instead of some more, as well, some more handlebars. I need a new brake cable, my front brake cable by the way, a new brake lever for my front brake, and also a new throttle and a new throttle cable as well. New grips for my bike, new mirrors as well. It's all expensive because it's a Yamaha. Yamaha parts are expensive, but they last forever. Yamaha bikes can last fucking forever. Honestly, they're the best bikes going. I just had literally a full tank of fuel and a crash. So I'm hopefully if my frame is bent, hopefully I can take all my like my fuel out, so when I get a new bike, I can just pour that fuel into my new bike, really. Save me up on some money, really. But if the frame's bent, then it's not fixable pretty much on a motorbike. So hopefully my frame isn't bent, so it can be fixable for all my stuff, really. Parts are going to be expensive. The recovery service, that's £150, so that's my next wage. Hopefully I don't get sacked from work, because you do need transport for when you're at work, because you finish work around 9:30 or 10 o'clock or even 11 o'clock sometimes. Depends how busy it is, really. And it weren't that busy on Saturday night, luckily, so I got to go home at like 9:30. But I ended up crashing and unfortunately ruining my Saturday night, because I was going to go out with some friends and go for like, a couple of drinks. But no, I was too busy sat in hospital so they can check up on me, because I was sat in the ambulance with my motorbike, because I was waiting for the police to come, so I didn't want anybody coming along and trying to steal my motorbike. The police finally came, they rang up the recovery service. They had to get a really expensive recovery service, but bloody wankers, I swear down. But anyways, though, I stood outside for a little while, taking a couple of pictures of my bike. And then, went into the ambulance when the police came. I told them everything that happened, and they took a drug test on me, also a drinking test on me, drink analyze, whatever it's called, to see if I've been drinking. I weren't drinking, I don't take drugs, so they believe me on everything, really. So it was just an accident, pretty much, my own fault, really. Anyways, as soon as I got home, I took all my clothes off and everything. My helmet, out of all that crash yet, was not scratched. Not one little scratch is on my helmet. The only scratches are on there is from me accidentally headbutting the wall when I'm trying to unlock my bike, because I chained it outside my house to a wall with a lamppost, for a lamppost, like for your drains, for your pipes, for like all your water and then to go down to the drain and go into sewers or wherever it goes, really. But yeah, I lock it up right outside my freaking front door, so I know if anyone's gonna try and steal my bike, I can hear it through my window. I have my window open during the night because I'm a light sleeper, so anything can pretty much wake me up, really, unfortunately. Anyways, though, as I was unlocking my bike, I sometimes accidentally, when I put my helmet on, I scratch it up accidentally, but I never scratched the visor. My visor's always clean. On Saturday night, I could not fucking see a thing because it was too pitch black. It was really scary. Honestly, I rang my mum up, basically explaining I crashed, and my mum was really worried. Even my stepdad was worried as well. My friends were really worried. As soon as I got out the ambulance to go to the hospital, I rang my best friend up and he was like, "What, are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I've crashed my motorbike." And it's just like, why would you ask me if I'm serious when I've just rang you up, like being deadly serious over the phone that I've crashed my motorbike, seriously. But yeah, I got home, looked at my clothes, took all my clothes off. I chucked, I chucked my work jeans away, so I can't really take a picture of my work jeans because I chucked them away. But my jumper, on the other hand, I've got a picture of my jumper that I was wearing, because that's my motorbike jumper. I'm not going to get rid of that. It's only a few scratches on it, that's all. So it's wearable again for when I get my bike up and running again, if it's fixable. If not, I can buy a new one cheaper than what I bought this one for. And it's cheaper to buy a new motorbike than the parts, but my stepdad still wants me to buy all the parts, unfortunately. My jumper, though, it's a motorbike jumper, so it has Velcro inside, so you can put your padding in it, like some normal trousers, like, sweatpants, really. I was wearing those underneath. I wore like 5 layers of jumpers, and funny enough, one funny thing happened, really. The crash only went through 1 layer of each clothing. Like, my shoes have got a hole in the bottom for work shoes. My jeans were completely scraped, like, scratched up, but my trousers underneath were completely fine. My jump, that was completely, scraped up, but my jumpers underneath were completely intact. My gloves, my motorbike gloves, they were fucked. And well, not fucked, but they just, when I scratched them, that they opened up a bit, that's all. But none of it's hurt my hand or anything like that. But yeah, I've still got a bruise from where I put my hands down on the floor. I've got a hole in the bottom of my work shoes now. I've got to replace some new trousers, some new work shoes as well. Unfortunately, unless I lose my job, then, I don't have to pay for all that. But I'll obviously be going to work on Friday. Hopefully my friend can give me a lift on the way back home. It's a good 25-minute ride or drive. Pretty much the road's all the way there. It's either 50 mile an hour or 60 mile an hour.